In week 4 of exposition, we began to dig a little deeper and go a little deeper with the invention process of writing. We've already learned how to use an Annie chart to come up with and capture ideas, reasons, proofs for the affirmative and the negative in an issue or a situation. Now we're going a little deeper with that process of coming up with ideas, coming up with reasons, proofs, by using what we call the 5 common topics. Once we've come up with an issue and we begin our Annie chart, the 5 common topics are 5 categorized questions that can be used, or types of questions that can be used to develop more ideas, to come up with more ideas, and to pinpoint some reasons and proofs for our persuasive essay. Those 5 common topics are definition, comparison, relationship, circumstance, and testimony. Within these 5 categories, we can ask ourselves certain questions, like what is the definition of a term that's in your issue. For example, I'm doing the issue whether Lupe should have asked Nathaniel Bowditch to teach him navigation. So a definition question might be who is Nathaniel, or what is navigation? And when you start asking questions like that, then you can say, when you start explaining navigation, then you might say, okay, well, there's some math involved with that. And in Lupe's case, he didn't have very many math skills, much, and so forth. So you can be defining terms within your issue. You can be comparing terms. Is navigation similar to astronomy? You can be contrasting them, and so forth. So we have comparisons, we have relationships. It has to do with cause and effect, and what's happening, and so forth. At a given time and place. Circumstance and testimony. So what I'm looking at here, and I'm going to go down a little further, maybe I'll find some better explanations of these last 3. But what I'm looking at here is a copy of what is in the Trivium, the rhetoric Trivium table that CC provides. You can find other good sources about these 5 common topics summarized and put in different ways. When you put them all together, you can get a better understanding of these 5 common topics, and I'm in the process of doing that. So in week 4, we introduced the 5 common topics and said, okay, this is how you can use these to come up with affirmatives and negatives within your brainstorming session for an issue. Here we have where I began an Annie chart for the issue whether Lupe should have asked Nat to teach him to navigate. What I suggested when I sent out an email about this was to first have your child do an Annie chart like you did before, just brainstorming, and then go back and do the worksheet on page 11 and 12 where it walks them through asking some questions. And they were to just ask the questions. They didn't have to answer the questions under the topics of definition and circumstance and so forth. And what I wanted them to do was to see if they developed more ideas for affirmatives or negatives as they were asking those questions and mentally answering those questions. So that was week 4. It was the introduction of the 5 common topics, and the idea that we can use those to take inventory or help us in the invention stage. And these 5 common topics are something that we will learn throughout the year, that we will get better and better skilled at and better understanding of it. It'll go into Challenge A and possibly even beyond, I'm not sure, but I know that it's used, we go deeper with the 5 common topics even in Challenge B. So I hope this helps a little bit. Again, the idea of introducing the 5 common topics and using the 5 common topics for the invention